back with another video. Today we are going to do a video on this guy, the Oscar. This one right here in particular is a red Oscar. There are many variations of Oscar breeds, but we're gonna go over a little care and little things to keep an eye out for. So the first thing you want to know is that they do get big. They get to be about 15 inches roughly. Depends on the size tank you keep them in, which they do require a large tank. Typically a 75 gallon, which is that big, which is a 48 by 18 by 21, I think it is the smallest you want to go with them typically. If you want to put them in like a 40 breeder to grow them out a little bit, and then throw them into a 75 or a 90 or a 125 or 120, whatever you want to do, that's fine. Generally their pH should be around a 7.0. As always, make sure your filter is, or your tank is completely cycled first before you put them in there. PetSmart, Petco will sell you smaller versions of this guy that are smaller than him. Actually, he's only about 4 or 5 inches long right now, but they will send you or sell you a like 1-inch fish, and they'll be like, oh yeah, I can go into a 10-gallon tank or a 20-gallon tank. No, that's definitely a big no-no, unless you're basically putting it in there for a holding tank for like a quarantine type of purpose. That's definitely not gonna fly. These guys need space. The substrate, they will, if you put rocks like this in here like I have, or pebbles, they will definitely move it around and rearrange it to their liking. Typically they say 1 Oscar's in a 75, 2 plus is in a 90, 120. You'll get over 100 gallons of water with this kind of fish very quickly, based off the amount you want to keep. This goes back to my fish aggression video that I already talked about a little bit on fish aggression. These guys do need space. They are territorial. They can be territorial. They will also have no problem showing other fish in the tank, like a climbing perch, a pike, who's boss. All the fish you put in with them should be just about equally aggressive, because these guys can and tend to be, I'm not gonna say a loose cannon, but they are very territorial, and that will speak to their aggression. But as far as an actual pet goes, this one just loves to, most Oscars will just sit up here at the front of the glass like this and greet you every time you walk in the door. They will also have no problem following your finger around if you train them right. I've even seen some videos where people are actually legitimately petting their Oscar fish in their tank. They're very easy to get along with and whatnot. As far as, yes, there you go. There's some of the aggression I'm talking about. But overall, these guys are pretty easy to take care of. Keep the tank at about 78 degrees. That'll be fine for them. Water changes you want to do. I've heard a lot of people say you can do them on a weekly. You have to do them on a weekly or bi-weekly or twice a week. I'm not going to disagree with that. However, I also find that in this tank, if you have live plants like this one or that one, which that one was actually just uprooted not too long ago, I'm guessing because of him or my jack that's in here, you might be able to go and stretch it a little bit longer. However, they are dirty fish. They will create a lot of waste and a lot of byproducts and all that stuff. Maybe a little bit more than the usual fish. But filtration, you definitely want to make sure you have plenty of it on here to help cycle it, because you will need a good filter to handle the amount of bio load that one Oscar fish will bring to your aquarium. on this tank in particular. I look back at my 75 setup. It's not the best door to go into. This right here is what I'm running. This is an FX4. It has 700 gallons per hour of output going from it, and you know, I find that's a pretty good one. I used to have that plus two 110s, Aquaclear 110s on this thing, plus two 60-gallon sponge filters. That was when I was keeping multiple Oscar fish in this tank, along with a couple other fish. That was mainly just to make sure that there was enough of a bio load in there, and of course that is the definition right there of overkill of filtration on a tank. However, that is how I decided to set it up. You don't have to set up that way. That's just how I did it, because the more the better in my mind. You know, I even know some people who are putting, you know, like FX6s on a 75 and all that stuff. But these guys, all in all, are pretty easy to take care of. I did say about things that you want to look out for. One of the things that they're prone to is hole in the head. Now, no one really knows what causes it based off my knowledge and my research and all that stuff that I've done over time. I have had a couple fish actually get it. The best way to describe it is really like necrosis of the brain for a human. The difference is you can treat it and they will make a full recovery, assuming that you catch it in time. But as far as things to look out for, that's really all I can think of at the moment. But you know, they are definitely fun pets to keep, or fun fish to keep. I view all my animals and everything in my house as a pet, just because it's the generalized term that's easy to use. But all in all, if you can afford the setup to properly keep an Oscar, I would definitely recommend getting one, because they can be very fun to keep. But you know, this is just one of those species of fish that's fun to look at, fun to get along with, and they will, as far as fish goes, they can actually interact with you and all that stuff, and they can definitely brighten up your day a little bit. When you come home and look at them, because they're always right there at the front of the glass like this. You know, I walk in, and it doesn't matter if he's on a full stomach, a full stomach, empty stomach, half full stomach, doesn't matter. He's always sitting right there waiting for me to come in and see him. So that would be the best that would be how I would rate these guys as far as care goes. You can see a little more aggression right there. But that's how I'd rate these guys. Yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you found this video helpful. If it has inspired you to get an Oscar, you know, so there you go. There's some good aggression right there. Anyways, like and subscribe, guys, and I will see you all in the next one. One thing I did forget, decorations is another thing you want to talk about. You know, you can see the decorations that I have in my tank with my Oscar. He is in a 75 that's got live plants, rocks, driftwood, stuff like that. I've heard a lot of people say that you have to have that you should keep them in a bare tank, just substrate, basically is what that means. But to me, you don't really have to. I mean, don't keep anything sharp or anything like that they can hurt themselves on. But you know, even an Oscar does like some places to hide. It gives them like that's a nice little cave or thing they can all go into. But back there's another little cave and all that stuff, or a hiding spot. But you know, just don't put anything in your tank that you think your fish could get hurt on or anything like that. And usually you're pretty good. But that is all I have. Alright guys, I will see you in the next one.